Hey everyone, this is Desert Berserker. I'm the leader of the Indecisive clan, and this is going to be the first battle that I'm recording for the channel. And it is the channel, obviously, for the Indecisive clan. And this is a match against Tian boss. I think that's probably how you say it. And yeah, he was trying out Balanced Sand for the first time. This battle was actually a decent amount of time ago, a few weeks or something. And yeah, he was trying out Balanced Sand, and he normally does interesting offensive teams, so, it was a good team, but he wasn't quite up to par on how to use it. And I was using a weird yet effective team involving some weird sets, and of course that's never fun when you're trying out a new team, because you don't really know what to expect. So I lead off with Gligar, he leads off with Powdon, and that's a good position for me because I can Toxic that bulky mofo. He gets a crit with the Ice Fang, but he doesn't get a freeze, so that's pretty good. And I can just Roost anyways, and I'm not weak to it when I Roost. Well, I'm only two times weak to it when I Roost, but it still wouldn't do anything. He gets up his rocks, so I go into my Gastrodon. And he goes into his Heatran, which is great for me. And so he's obviously going to switch out. I'm going to switch out too. His Roserade comes out. I Drain Punch, thinking he might expect an Ice Punch or a Fire Punch and go into Heatran. But I forget that it is a bulky Heatran, and that he wouldn't actually be going into it, because I can just switch moves easily and kill that Heatran. So he goes into Powdon, and I just barely missed the kill Drain Punch. I knew it wouldn't kill, but I didn't want to reveal Ice Punch. I don't know why. It would have saved my Hitmonchan here, because here I over predict, thinking Roserade will come out to resist Drain Punch, and I get an Earthquake to the face. And I try to Drain Punch to get enough health to live the Sandstorm and Life Orb damage, but it does not work out. So, yeah, that was sort of a waste for me. Out comes his Skarmory, and he goes into his Yasen, I guess, to taunt me or burn me, and I just go for the Stealth Rock. And I do have Toxic on this Bronzong, and luckily he misses the Will-O-Wisp, and I'm really glad he missed that Will-O-Wisp. And so I get the Toxic off. And now I have to put in something for Burn Flutter. I put in my Cradily because it does have Rest, even though he can taunt. And I just wanted to see if I could set up here. Maybe he'd think that I would just go for an attack and switch or something, but I do not get the Curse. And this is a Suction Cup, especially defensive, cursing Cradily. TFL from Number None showed me that set, so he did quite a lot of work with that set, and I was trying it out. So he goes for Shadow Ball, gets a crit, but Gastrodon is a boss, so it's fine taking that. And I go into Cradily because I know he's going to try to burn Gastrodon, and so it's really easy to just go into my Burn Fodder. So he does Rest block me here with Taunt, and that kind of sucks, but I do have a Gel Scent out of the way, and that's a lot of burns I don't have to worry about, so that's pretty good. So now he brings in Blackbird, which is inadvertently named after me. He just named it that without realizing that I used to be called Blackbird back when I started Pokemon. So yeah, I go on a Bronzong, and I never really realized what a perfect counter it is to Swords Dance Gliscor. And the reason I switched my Gligar in there, by the way, is I figured that he might go for Ice Fangs, and I can use counter and kill the Gliscor off like that, because it wouldn't take too much from that. So yeah, I mean, what just happened is pretty self-explanatory. I came in resist the Overheat. Here, I knew he'd probably want to go into, I don't even know. I don't know my thought process there, but I predicted that Roserade and Ice Punched it. Maybe I was predicting Gliscor, which he actually takes out, I guess, on accident. And then he realizes that and goes into Heatran to take the Ice Punch. And I guess he figured out I was scarfed, so yeah. I switched to my Gligar here, thinking he had Earth Power stupidly because, I was in a position where I was forced to switch. However, that allows my Gastrodon to heal, and Gastrodon's going to be very key to this match. Whereas Gligar wouldn't have been nearly as important, so that actually worked out really well for me. Yeah, I mean, he's using Balanced Sand, so Gastrodon is very useful. And I'm fishing for a burn here, and after 3 Scalds I don't get it, so that's kind of disappointing. So he's gonna start phasing me now, and I'm gonna switch into my Gastrodon. He's gonna roost up, and I'm gonna fish for some more burns, because what I want to do, I'm sorry about that, I should have probably gone idle. Anyways, I'm fishing for the burn because I want to force him into a position where he has to heal, and then my Gastrodon can Earth Power him on the roost. So luckily he goes for the kill on my Cradily instead of healing, and I see an opportunity here to bait in his Heatran for a kill with superpower, so I go for that. However, that does mean that his Skarmory will continue to be a pain in my side, to avoid foul language, because I'm going to put Bronzong in here, and he's going to be able to wall me with his Skarmory and heal, even though I do try to go for the Earthquake here. And what I really should have done back there is gone straight into Gastrodon to kill the Skarmory, or, I mean, I could have just spammed Scalds. But luckily he goes for the spikes here instead of phasing me, because if he did phase me, he'd put me out into something that couldn't hurt him, and then I'd have to continue that game. But instead I get to Scald and get the burn, and see, like, that means that he's in a position now where he's going to have to heal, and I can bring out my Gastrodon. Or rather, that wasn't the spikes where it was convenient. That was the spikes where it was convenient for me, because now he's in a position where he's forced to heal before he can even hope to phase me, which is a free Earth Power. And Earth Power doesn't quite kill, but luckily the burn will. So now all he has left is that Gliscor, and he's going to Swords Dance because he needs that if he's going to have any hope of killing my remaining Pokemon. And I do miss the Scald, which is pretty unfortunate. No, not really, because I do have Bronzong to completely wall that Gliscor, even though I'm pretty sure it's actually especially defensive. And yeah, I do barely live the hazards with Tyranitar and go for an Ice Punch. So that was a really good game, and there are better ones that I was hoping to record. However, they're on my other computer, and I'm too noob to send them over. So that was the battle, and there will be a lot of uploads in the future, hopefully.